I'm about to retire another piercing. I've about just had it. Some of you who've been watching me for a while may or may not know that I've had my dimple piercings for quite some time now. So therefore I've had them for 4 years. Over the span of the 4 years, I've had nothing but issues with them. I'm not going to say this happens to everyone, but it's more common than not. Dimple piercings always have issues. It's the placement, because it's so close to molars. For some reason it causes infections. Over the span of 4 years, I probably had about maybe 4 months of it being no issues straight. This one I have not really any issues with, besides the fact that it leaks constantly, which is kind of embarrassing. I mean, my job, I get wet constantly anyway, because the water that I work with sprays at me, so you can't really tell. But for instance, for Thanksgiving I went over to my parents' house and my cheeks started drooling, and it was pretty disgusting and embarrassing. This piercing always gets infected. It always builds up a pocket of pus. I try not to pop it, but sometimes it gets so big and it's ugly, so I take a piercing needle, sterilized, brand new piercing needle, and I poke a hole in it to drain the fluids. There's usually a lot of blood and there's a little bit of runny pus. The reason I haven't been retiring them is because I feel like I look weird without them. I've taken them out for a few hours before and I couldn't help but feel naked without them. I think the scarring is going to look terrible on my face because I never had dimples before these piercings, and obviously I knew that this would be a long-term effect of them, but it's gotten to the point where it's become an issue for me. Most of my body modifications have been an issue for me, I guess. It's made my life more, I don't want to say the word complicated, but more or less interesting. I have things that I gotta take care of, which I kind of like, which may be weird to some people. Like, I got my tongue split and I actually missed the healing process. I missed taking care of it. Same with my ears when I had them pointed. They're kind of like boring to me now. Same with my tongue split. Like, I don't regret getting them done. I just miss the healing process. I wish I could do it over again just so I can go through the healing process. Other than the infections or the drooling and the bloodiness and the swellingness, this side always stinks. It smells like rotting flesh, which I don't know if any of you have stretched their ears before, and it starts to smell. That's not normal. It's probably the material you're using, but that's what this one smells like. I think that this metal is fake. I bought it online from I think I bought it on eBay, which wasn't smart of me, but at the time I just needed it and I didn't have a lot of money because I needed a smaller bar. This one is still the original piercing bar. It's about, I think it's 3/4 of an inch, which is ridiculous, showing how much scar tissue is in that. There's been times where the pocket of pus got so big on this side that it actually burst on its own, which may seem insane to you, and the skin actually tore apart and it took forever to heal. That's why I do pop it with a piercing needle, because I don't want that to happen again, because it took forever to heal. It's not sanitary. It will get infected. This isn't me trying to persuade people not to get your dimples pierced. Do whatever makes you happy, whatever. If you want them, get them. Just, these are the problems I've had, and like I mentioned, I've had them for 4 years already, and I still have nothing but problems. I don't touch my face because I'm prone to acne. So it's not even that I'm messing around with my face. That's why I'm getting it. I have to clean them with alcohol every single night, otherwise I'll get an infection. Dimple piercings aren't for lazy people, let me say that. You have to take care of them. It's the same thing with stretching your ears. You can't just expect them to be perfect. I mean, some people get lucky and take awful care of them and they can get to 2 inches within like 4 months, which is ridiculous. I've been stretching for over 10 years now, and I'm still not at my goal size, so you know what I'm saying? Some people's bodies are just better with certain things than others. My body seems to deal better with hard modifications in some weird way. Piercings, I've always had issues healing, and, you know, stretching my ears, I've always had issues with. I don't know what it is. I'm doing everything correct to my knowledge. Now I'm getting off topic. I don't know exactly when I'm going to retire these piercings. I'm kind of putting it on hold. I'd like to get some kind of like face tattoo before I remove them. I know it sounds drastic, but I feel so, I don't want to use the word ugly, but I feel like my face needs something else. If I don't have my dimple piercings in, I need something else. I'm not really a fan of piercings anymore. I don't see myself getting any different piercings. I want to pierce myself, but I don't think I want to have the actual piercing in, because I'm just not really into them anymore. It's not that I don't find them beautiful. I love body jewelry, I love piercings, but I'm just kind of over getting new ones, if you know what I'm saying. I'm more into tattoos now, I guess you could say, and trying to work on getting my body covered with those. I don't really have a set date yet of when I'm going to be removing my piercings. I guess it's just when it gets to the point where I have enough. I'm probably going to be stubborn and not remove them. I've said it before that I was going to remove them, and I never did. We'll see what happens. I'd like to remove them, but like I said, I'd like to remove them, but like I said, I don't feel comfortable without them at the moment. So we'll see what I decide to do. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I'm just putting it out there as a public service announcement that these piercings are a pain in the ass. They always have been. It's not uncommon. I have not met one person who hasn't had issues with them. Even in, I don't know if you've ever read the Piercing Bible, but it even states in there that she will not perform dimple piercings as far as your molars, because I guess it causes an infection because of your, I guess these are your main eating teeth. I don't really know. This is just my story, kind of. I don't know if I'll ever remove them, but I'd like to one day. They suck, but they're beautiful at the same time. They are my favorite piercing, and it makes my face look not so bad, I suppose. I feel like it's maybe a feminizing piercing, but it also, I feel like, makes my cheeks look thinner, because I got big cheeks, unfortunately. So yeah, I hope this was helpful to some people. I hope maybe you can take into consideration, if you really want these piercings, you're going to be left with scars if you have them in long enough, I guess. And they're pretty traumatizing to your skin. They probably will never heal properly unless you're one of the lucky people, or if you get them pierced probably closer to your mouth. Like, I think these are called Delilah piercings. They'll probably heal fine. I don't know. But thanks for watching. I hope throughout this rambleness you could have picked up some information. Maybe you will rethink your decision to get your dimples pierced. And again, do whatever you want to do, but this is what's happened to me, and I've had them for 4 years already, and it's gotten to the point where I've had enough. Bye.